Good evening, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, we've had a busy day today. This morning, due to a mistake on my part when I locked the keys of the truck into the truck. Mind you, it wasn't going anywhere because it had drifted back at an angle, sliding on that greasy old clay which we always tell you about. Heavy fall of rain yesterday made it so that the tunnel was slick as ice. And anyway, so we had to abandon it, and early this morning when we should have been out picking up people to take them to church, we were fiddling about. If you've ever seen anybody in sheer frustration trying to get the keys out of their car, it's a long involved thing. We do have a video on it, of course, because that's what we do. Well, anyway, the purpose of this is there's a couple of recurring questions which just keep coming up, and it's dead but it won't lie down. And the main one is, how can Mitch, how can he own land? Well, strictly speaking, he doesn't own land except in a bond of trust with a dear friend that he obviously trusts to be on the up and up with him, and that is a Filipino woman who is the mother of what everybody has also mistaken as a white woman in his circle of people. So we're handling two things at once. First, let me just say that the lady that you're looking at is married to John, who, between them, they are the caretakers of the farm that Mitch has bought, quote unquote. Okay, so that's what they are. Why is that woman a Filipino? Well, she is an albino, whichever one, depending on your country, how you would pronounce that, but she is a white-skinned Filipina, and that's the truth of it. No, Mitch is not married to that lady. No, Mitch is not married, and John is the husband of that lady, and the little boy, their little boy, together. Also, that lady is pregnant, and she and John are looking forward to a birth probably in the next month to 2 months. So that's... Sorry, there's a voice.
This month.
In how many?
This month.
In another 6 months?
This month. Within this month.
Within this month.
Yeah.
So, that's the news on that lady, which is also another one of those questions which I keep answering, and for some reason people just keep asking it again. So, hope that will finally answer the question for you. Now, what's the other question? Land owning in the Philippines. Well, we need to get away from Mitch. Everything in the world is not about Mitch at the moment. What can we say? Land owning. If you are an expat, you cannot own land outright. You can't march over here as a millionaire and just buy a piece of land. You can't do it, right? So that's very clear. That's the law. So how do men who come to this country from another, how do expats, how do foreigners own land? Well, we've answered this before. I'm sure that there are many ways of doing it. The way that Mitch said that he has done it is with the mother of the lady that we've just been describing, and he has been firm friends with that family over in Manila. Now, why is there so much trust in there? Well, you have to ask Mitch for that, but he has helped unconditionally that family, and they have unconditionally helped him. Is there risk? we're in the Philippines, there is always risk. Anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, there is risk, and the risk takes, so what you have is, you have risk, and risk takes different forms. There are people the world over who have been extremely successful in the music industry and have ended up with nothing, whereas their managers, their agencies have taken it all. And some of the people that have suffered this are very famous. Some of the most famous, iconic figures in the music industry, in the entertainment industry, have suffered from this, of being cheated out of their rightful money. So it happens wherever you are, whatever you do, you run a risk of being ripped off by somebody who is a crook. Whether they are Filipino, whether they're American, whether they're man, woman, it doesn't matter. The risk is always there. In every endeavour you are taking a risk. I hate to use that hackneyed old example of, you could walk out tomorrow and step out into the road and be under a bus. That was the one for the UK. I might just walk under a bus tomorrow. So there is no safe way to live in the world. No safe way at all. Talk to a family who thought that they had it made in Puerto Rico at the moment, and they'll tell you there's no safe place in the world. Mitch has a bond with a Filipina. He has a bond of honour, of trust, of believing in each other, and it works for him, and that is how he has his farm. Now, hope that that has done it. Now, the other one was, out of the blue, a question that says, where's Ako, Bibi, and Mama? Well, they're where they always are. They're here in our family, right? We have a compound of about 4-5 houses, which are all pretty close together, but not like if you're in the West, where you stand between your house and the next house, and it probably isn't a whole lot more than about 6 or 8 feet. Here we don't have that kind of proximity, but it is a compound, and it is secure in every way, because we all watch out for each other. So, the other thing, the never-ending story of our path. And yes, we are doing what we can. People keep threatening to pay for it and say, oh, just heavens, you know, we're just going to send you money for concreting it. Well, I'm sure that everyone has great intentions of doing it, but you all have your lives to live, and we understand that, and eventually we'll get the thing done. And if it involves doing some stuff like we did this morning it was all about getting into the truck, because the keys were there staring us in the face, and we eventually did it by a homemade Slim Jim. That's one where you put a wedge into the window on the door where there's a sealer for the rain, pull that apart, stick the wedge in, and down goes a Slim Jim, and then you turn it and you pull it up, and surprise, surprise, I made a Slim Jim out of wire, and we did the job. And then, with the help of our neighbours, Manarado especially, who is the man of steel, we got the truck out, got it up the hill, turned it around, put everybody in it, and off we went to meet Mitch to pick up the ice cream dispenser. And then he followed us up into the mountains, and where we had a great time at the Village of Hope, where we hope to be doing some more work and doing other projects which will benefit those kids there. There's about 40, maybe 45 children, and every one of them, I've got to tell you, every one of them adores that man, Mitch. He is for them, an action hero, and just watching him interact with children is quite a thing. So that's what we are talking about. End of our little video. Hope it explains a few things, answers a few questions. This is A Foreigner in the Philippines. Bye for now.